This is San Antonio, a place I've lived for my whole life. What I've learned is that there is culture, food, and everything is stretched apart. Texas brings cities of all kind, but the real gems are what make Texas. If we go just north of San Antonio's realm, past New Braunfels, we'll find one of these hidden gems. We call it Gruene.
Catch a big sun in a little river town. This is about this town that we call home right here.
This is Slim Bob, a town legend, and among the many who have performed at Gruene. We just happened to be there on the same day he was celebrating his birthday, and Elvis's too. Before this very song, my partner and I went up to him and gave him $10 and told him about our documentary. We asked to use his music, and he then said, and I quote, "You may use anything of mine for the film." To say the least, this was the right place to be.
Catch a big sun in a little river town.
Slim Bob is only a sliver of what Gruene has to offer. Next up on our adventure is we wanted to know some history, and so we asked some locals.
But yeah, before Gruene was Gruene, it was the Goodwin community of the 1840s. That original family, we're not too sure, and there's not too much history about the Goodwins, but we definitely wanted to keep their family name alive and well. This is one of the original Gruene family homes. You've got Gruene Hall next door, the big white mansion next door to us to that, and then this big red brick home which was built at the turn of the century. So it's definitely, a really important piece of the history of New Braunfels and Gruene. And there's a lot of family members that were raised and brought up here in this house. We were able to then take over this awesome space, this basement. This was, like I said, one of the Gruene family homes that they built at the turn of the century. It didn't operate and look like this at that time. We've obviously painted some walls and added in the bar and made it a working establishment. I'll show you guys around. So yeah, come on through. But yeah, like I was saying, that before Gruene or before any of this stuff was done, it was just a working basement. So we're not really sure exactly, what they did down here. But it's there's a family upstairs. They've got 9,000 acres that they have as cotton farmers. So this was the center of activity with Gruene Hall next door. There are two family homes. There was all at the time a lot more homes around this area. This is the center of industry. So H.C. Gruene and a lot of that family history. A lot of the stuff that we've read and learned is from the placards and the historical markers that are around here. That's why I read and learned that the Goodwin community was originally what this was called. So we wanted to pay homage to that just by reading little tidbits of history. I know that there's still some Gruenes that live around here. So I know that property down at the end by the river, I think that there's still a Gruene that lives down on that area. Thousands upon thousands of people that come down to Gruene. This has become like a bucket list of sorts for people that have made Gruene a destination. I know that a bartender who was working at Gruene Hall a couple years ago, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was at the bar, and he was, the bartender had to ask him, what brings you down here? And Dale said, well, this is part of my bucket list. This is what I want to see. I want to see Gruene Hall.
Appreciate that.
A great small town will always have its rich history, but tourists come for different reasons.
I think it's really because of the way, like the buildings are made, the way that there's so much history behind it. And it's truly like that, I guess, that Texas scene,
Yeah.
and that little historic town. But I think that's mostly why, and also like the gristmill, the Green Over Grill, Those are two really popular. There's only 2 gristmills in the whole country. The most that I like about Gruene is that it's so open and inviting. Like all this greenery and everything makes it all really beautiful.
I think people come here for also the old school mix of it. You know, you can go to the general store and get a Coke and walk around the stores and shop around. Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone who went on this adventure to a place stuck in time, which is why I think it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. It would be impossible to cover everything about Gruene, but hopefully this here is a nice enough capture of what it's about. To those who wish to visit, what's stopping you?
You want to hear some crazy stories? Go talk to the lady across the street. Her name is Cheryl Fuller. Cheryl Fuller.
You better rest. You better rest. Girl, you're gonna be the death of me. You better rest. You better rest. Girl, you say you're gonna set me free. Well, I just can't go on. I need a doctor. Somebody call